Hey team, thanks for joining the stand-up. We've just got a few action items left for setting up the new Arch-Mage for success in the aftermath of recent necromantic events. So, item 1, we need to reassign all of Traven's direct reports in ADP, which is currently one person, Raminus Bolus. I can handle that. Item 2, IT team, can you make sure to transfer the Google Drive and all the calendar events to the new Arch-Mage? We have a QBR scheduled on there, and I want to make sure that doesn't just disappear. We will still need to meet and review metrics, especially under these dire circumstances. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, how do you guys think we should handle comms? I mean, the core staff is definitely all informed and possibly scarred for life, as they were all there when it happened. But like the wider org comms, I think it will be weird for the email to come from the council, because the council is now just her and Ravenous. Maybe it should come from HR? I can work on this with marketing and come back with a draft tomorrow. Any questions? Yes, Gaspar, I can approve your PTO while your manager is on maternity leave. Anything else? I'm not sure what we'll do with Traven's cat, if I'm honest. No, I can't take her home. Sweet Roll would tear her to shreds. We can just ask the new Arch-Mage if she wants it.
Hi, thanks for having us again. How have things been since we last spoke?
Well, not great, to be perfectly honest. There was a change in leadership and another mass exodus of employees. I'm still working on issuing everybody's last paychecks and terminating them in ADP.
What happened?
Well, perhaps you remember, but I mentioned some suspected minor necromantic activity around the university last week. Turns out it was major, confirmed necromantic activity. Apparently, while we were busy processing unhinged recommendations, the Order of the Black Worm bolstered its presence in Cyrodiil once again. Which is not ideal, especially considering that the last time that happened, they succeeded in a hostile takeover of the university premises. Not to mention stomping out the guild mages and turning them into their own undead interns. The sheer prospect of becoming a thrall makes my skin crawl, but it sure beats processing payroll every 2 weeks.
That sounds awful. Are there any plans in place to protect the guild from another takeover attempt?
Oh, the Order is no longer a threat. Manimarco, their leader, was dealt with by one of our new hires. One of those with unhinged recommendations. The rest of the necromancers scattered like cockroaches when you turn on the light in an alien ruin. It was honestly incredibly efficient, all things considered. Once we learned of their plans with the help from our blood-drinking informants, not affiliated with necromancers, a totally different thing, we were able to put together a task force consisting of a few battle mages and a few researchers who went on to squash the Order's progress very quickly. They were led by the new Arch-Mage, who actually joined the university about 4 business days ago.
Excuse me, 4 days ago?
Yes, you heard that right. Arch-Mage Traven actually passed away. May the divines guide him. He sacrificed himself in order to equip the task force with the colossal soul gem, which was instrumental in defeating the King of Worms. It was heroic, but also deeply traumatizing for the staff who were present in the breakroom at the time. Luckily, and somewhat suspiciously, he was able to leave a post-it note on the communal fridge saying we are to appoint the new hire as the Arch-Mage upon his passing.
Is this the usual process?
No, this is not the usual process for appointing the head of the most prestigious magical institution in the Empire. Usually we have the council deliberate on such matters. But seeing as the only member of the council still breathing when we found the post-it was Raminus Polus, who is, for unknown reasons, completely infatuated with her, we really had no choice but to process the paperwork and move her into the Arch-Mage's chambers.
So she lives here now?
Yes, very much so. It's somewhat unsettling. She doesn't speak to the staff all that much, except when she asked the housekeeping team where they kept the cat food. See, she inherited Traven's cat and brought two of her own. I once went in there to clean the litter box and noticed that the nightstand by the bed is now bursting at the seams with sigil stones.
Oh, is it possible your new Arch-Mage is the Hero of Kvatch?
Oh, yes. Did I not mention that? Yes, yes. We were all still shell shocked from Mehrunes Dagon manifesting in the streets when a few days later she strolled in wearing full Imperial armor, soaking wet, and waving 7 different recommendation letters, demanding something actually interesting to do. Mentioned she was bored out of her mind and can't possibly go on to resolve another case of minor workplace drama for the guild without seeing some concrete compensation or career growth opportunities. Raminus sat up a bit straighter after that.
And how's her leadership so far?
So far, so good, I guess. She's more absent than Arch-Mage Traven used to be, both physically and mentally. She only drops in once every few days to briefly discuss the recruitment efforts and the standardization of the recommendation protocols. She's really passionate about that one. But when she's here, no joke, she spends most of her time journaling. I saw her exchange a couple of sentences with Tarmina once, and then she spent 5 minutes writing down the conversation verbatim. You know, I can appreciate good documentation, but this just feels a little bit off. Hi, thanks for hopping on. We've lost a few local guild heads recently, as I'm sure you're aware. Not many agreed to a formal exit interview, so your feedback is genuinely appreciated. Let's get into it. In your decision to leave the guild, would you say you're running away from something or towards a new opportunity? I see. Yes, yes, I've seen the numbers. Yeah. Post necromancy ban, the staffing levels never fully recovered. Same workload, fewer people. That's rarely sustainable long term. Okay, moving on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied were you with your compensation? An 8. Got it. Right. No amount of money offsets burnout. That's a very fair point. And would you say burnout was the biggest contributing factor to your decision to leave? Or, oh, it was more about the lack of career growth? No, yeah, I agree. That was deeply unfortunate timing. Scheduling a one on one with the Arch-Mage to discuss a promotion and having him get up mid meeting, walk into the break room, and perform a soul based self sacrifice ritual, that would push me over the edge too. Okay, I think I gathered all the info I needed. On a personal level, though, what are you going to do after this? Do you have any plans? Moving to Leowin to open a bakery sounds divine right about now.
What exactly does the role of the Arch-Mage entail?
Excellent question. The role of the Archmage is largely ceremonial. Technically, yes, they are the highest ranking member of the Mages Guild, charged with overseeing research integrity, magical education, and all interprovincial guild coordination. In practice, they live in a tower, they have private quarters, and they sometimes respond to calendar invites. Historically, their duties include standing silently behind Raminus Polus during council meetings, receiving enchanted mail they will never open, hosting a winter mixer, which is always cancelled, and wandering into restricted areas without clearance because technically they don't need it. They do not handle budgeting, they do not attend performance reviews, and they are never looped into email threads unless someone actually dies. When Archmage Traven was still with us, we estimated his active engagement rate at about 6%, which, to be clear, is above average for senior magical leadership. Since his passing, our new Archmage has maintained a consistent visibility pattern of 3 days on site 1 hour of meetings, 7 pages of journaling, 2 sigil stones acquired, and 1 cat fed. Welcome to the Arcane University All Hands. I wanted to start by thanking you all for your continued dedication during what we are now formally classifying as a Tier 3 organizational disruption event that occurred last week. As most of you witnessed or felt psychically, Arch-Mage Traven is no longer with us. His final act of sacrificial soul compression will be honored in this year's Winter Mixer, pending event reinstatement. A few key updates in relation to this. Number 1, the leadership transition. Effective immediately, the Hero of Kvatch has been appointed Arch-Mage. This appointment was authorized by a written post-it found on the communal fridge and verbally confirmed by council member Ravenous Polis. No additional signatures or opinions will be collected at this time. Item 2 on the transfer of duties. The new Arch-Mage has full access to the tower, all faculty Slack channels, and is reportedly sleeping in the quarters alongside 3 cats and a growing pile of sigil stones. Please update your contact rosters accordingly. Number 3 on external comms. Formal messaging regarding the transition is being drafted in partnership with internal comms and will be distributed once phrasing is aligned across legal, HR, and the Imperial Liaison Office. In the meantime, please refrain from using the phrase Soul Gem Incident in external correspondence. Finally, on the Blackworm containment and policy, the Order of the Blackworm has been fully neutralized, following a decisive intervention by our new Arch-Mage and a small task force of extremely traumatized junior staff. As a reminder, necromancy remains banned within all guild-affiliated institutions. Any residual bone arrangements, shadow sigils, or unauthorized soul gem activity should be reported via the necromantic residue ticketing portal. HR will no longer be responding to emails or Slack messages about such. Thank you for your cooperation, and let's stay focused on what we can control. Academic excellence, magical integrity, and not setting fire to the break room again.